What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? We are back once again, and we are finally going to be concluding the Batman Long Halloween Part 2. Finally was able to watch it, and I wanted to go ahead and give you guys a review. Now, I did enjoy reviewing the very first one with you guys. I'm definitely going to be enjoying reviewing this one for you, because the entirety of the film, again, does pick off, but there is a slight difference on what happens, because in the earlier of the film, Bruce slash Batman is out of commission because someone very familiar shows up, obviously Poison Ivy, and she is working for Falcone to be able to have Bruce give all the assets and money to Falcone, I guess, to keep on reigning his empire. And we have where Catwoman saves him and then remembers, puts her away. We have a issue with Scarecrow, and then also I want to say where a lot of things happen in this film. We see where Carmine Falcone got to meet Bruce when he was a kid, when his father saved his life, and then we also got to see where he started learning more about how the world works because of his dad saved Carmine Falcone when he was younger, and that's of course when Bruce met him, and then about a week or so later they were killed. And it makes you wonder if it was because of the Carmine so-called alliance. And again, I can't remember if it's in the comics or not. Now again, I enjoyed this movie. I did. I didn't think I was going to. I really didn't, because we have where they're still trying to figure out who is the holiday killer, and we have a lot of speculation of what's going on. Now I will say, there is a part in the film where I didn't really agree with, where Scarecrow uses his fear toxin on Batman, and he is in the middle of the alley where his parents died, and he thinks he's of course still trying to get to his mom and his dad, and we see where he's trying so hard, and he takes off his mask, and he's in the middle of the alley, and Catwoman finds him and brings him back, of course, to the mansion. Now, again, I didn't agree with that, but again, this isn't in his early years of Batman, and I think maybe he was trying to get to the rain in his face or something. I don't know, but I didn't really agree with that. I mean, I thought it was okay to a certain degree, but it's like, okay, even though you're using fear toxin, why would you, or if you have fear toxin in your system, why would you take off your mask? It just didn't sit right with me. And we even see where there's a part where Bruce asks Selena, because obviously they both know about who is each other. Obviously she knows he's Batman, and he even asks her, why are you so obsessed with protecting and finding out information about Carmine Falcone? And it later gets revealed that more likely that he is her father. It gets revealed that that is her father, which to my knowledge they never revealed who her mother was or even her father. So I found that part a little interesting that they went that route, because again, I didn't read the comic, but I found it really rather interesting that they decided to give her, like, oh, she's the long lost daughter of Carmine Falcone. Now, I will say that the part where Harvey turns into Two-Face was rather interesting. Josh Duhamel's performance as Two-Face, I think, was absolutely phenomenal. I will say that. I'm not the biggest fan of Two-Face, but this really gives you the motive of why he does what he does, and also how his turn from a big corporate, not really a big corporate lawyer, but I want to say a big, DA, into a monster. And you really feel bad for him through everything. And then finally, we also see other characters coming in, like this big fight between the gangs, and also, getting out Solomon Grundy and Poison Ivy and, the Mad Hatter and Joker and all of them. And it was kind of interesting that Joker would go along with it, and the only reason he did is because obviously all the different ones that, Carmine hired, and he screwed him in a way, so obviously they're going to want revenge. So I did enjoy that. I also enjoyed, I really enjoyed Jensen Ackles' performance as Batman. I think, honestly, he should voice Batman more. At the same time, I think he needs to become or be Batman in in a series or a movie, because again, I really believe that he was Batman, and I enjoyed his portrayal of Batman. I I really give my hat off to him. He did a phenomenal job at portraying this character that I know for a fact that he has stated multiple times of him being a fan, as well as also wanting to play Batman and also doing the voice of Jason Todd, aka Red Hood. This, I think, was amazing casting. Now, Naya Rivera, may she rest, she did a great job as Catwoman as well. I actually did enjoy her portrayal of Catwoman. I wasn't sure if I was going to, but I actually did. And I will say, one of the things that was interesting is finding out who the Holiday Killer was, and it really shocked me because it was, and again, spoilers if you guys have not seen the film, because I'm gonna, alright guys, I'm just gonna go ahead. It was Harvey Dent's wife. She was married to the son of Carmine Falcone, and they had a child together out of wedlock, and he just had the marriage annulled, as well as also making sure that she had another different life. Now, it makes me wonder if who exactly was their child. It makes me wonder who their child was. And it really gets revealed at the very end of the movie, and Batman lets her go. He lets her go because he says, I need to know if the Holiday Killer is done. And she says, no, I'm finished. Because she was the one doing the killings, because she wanted revenge of what Carmine did to her and to her fiance or her husband, and then of course losing her child and having her child ripped away from her. So in a lot of ways I understand, but it was also interesting, I think, the way they did it. So that part I gotta give. Now, I don't see the full reason on why they brought in the Calendar Man, because he really didn't do anything. I don't see the reason or the full reason why they kept wanting to bring in the Calendar Man when he really didn't provide nothing to the story. So I'm a little lost on that one. And I will say, I think that the movie overall was very interesting. I think that the animation was alright. Was it the best in my opinion? No, it was not. But I think it was enjoyable. I think it was old school mixed with new school a little bit. And it made it feel like a Batman movie. Was this a Batman movie? Yes, it was a Batman movie. The fighting, not a whole lot of fighting like I thought. Again, the voice acting was very, very phenomenal. I don't have no issues with the voice acting. I don't think at all. The only issue I had, I think, with this film, but I will go into that here in a second. I want to say the voice actor who portrayed the Mad Hatter, I think he was the same voice actor who would normally portray Penguin in the other Batman movies, or the Batman animated, one of the animated. I can't remember because the voice sounds so familiar. I'm going to have to look into it who that was. But I enjoyed the way, the look that they gave for Joker, Ivy, especially Ivy. She looked absolutely phenomenal. Batman, Catwoman, Two-Face, Grundy, all these characters, because again, it really made this comic come to life. And I loved it. And I'm definitely going to have to add this to my Batman collection of DVDs, as well as just collection in general, because of, again, how much of a Batman fan I am. And I just really enjoyed it. And I think that I can speak for everyone that Jensen, I think he should continue playing Batman, whether it be voice acting or on screen somehow, whether it be a TV series or a movie. You know, I think Jensen deserves to be Batman a lot more than what people say, because he's always old, always this, always that. Dude, he'd be probably a lot better than Robert Pattinson. He would be better than Ben Affleck. And I think he'd probably be on par with either Michael Keaton or Christian Bale. I fully believe that. And that's just not me being a fan. I think, well, it could be, but I don't know. But I think it's more along the lines of just the respect that he can do to pull off as an actor, to make you believe this is Batman. And I'm very happy that they did this, because it was a long-awaited dream that I think a lot of people wanted to see. Anyone that's a Jensen Ackles fan, anyone that's a Batman fan of a comic, you know, this comic is really legendary. I think I've read a lot of things where this is up there too. I want to say probably The Killing Joke, probably close to that. I'm not entirely sure, but I want to say The Killing Joke is again, higher than this one, but I want to say this is probably like the second or third ranked comic up there for old school comics that has been out there for years now. But again, I enjoyed this film. 1 out of 10, I give it probably a 9.5, and the only reason why I give it a 9.5 is because I thought it could be a little bit better, especially with the whole him taking his mask off. I found that kind of silly, and then of course with Calendar Man, I didn't think there was a reason why he needed to be in the movie, and then also the way Carmine Falcone died, obviously by the hands of Two-Face, but he also wanted to prove a point to where that the law is incapable, where they can be manipulated at any point, they can be paid off at any point, and it really does show. So I think they stayed faithful to the comics. I think that they did a very good job. If you guys have not seen Batman, the Long Halloween Part 2, go check it out. It is worth it. I'm definitely going to be picking this up at some point when I'm able to. What do you guys think about this? Down in the comments down below. Hope you guys enjoyed your day. Hope you guys are enjoying your night wherever you're located. And as always, I'll be seeing you guys on the very next video.